Hello everyone, welcome to EKnowledgeHub. I'm Manjusha and in this video we are going to discuss prepositions. Prepositions is one of the most important topics in English grammar where you face questions in different sessions like error detection, fillers and even in vocabulary in the form of phrasal verbs. So before starting this session, I would like to advise you one thing. Prepositions do not ever translate into your mother tongue because you may go wrong. So we are going to discuss in this video in detail what is prepositions, position of prepositions and types of prepositions, most important thing, uses of prepositions and finally application of prepositions. So let's begin our today's session on prepositions. Well, the first question here we should learn is what is a preposition. See, here we have pre and position. Preposition. So what is meant by pre? We know pre is nothing but before. Pre means before. Before whose position? My position or your position? It's not mine or yours. It is before a noun or a pronoun. So what is a preposition? So we learned from its term preposition. Let me write one more time here. So preposition. Preposition is a word that is placed before a noun or a pronoun. Preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun. But there it doesn't end. I have one more question here. Why? Why to place a word before noun or a pronoun? Why do we require a word before noun or a pronoun? Means to show relationship. Why to place? To show relationship. Whenever we heard this term relationship, we get another question. Relationship between? Between whom? So a relationship between a noun and a noun. So remember, preposition is placed between a noun and a noun to show relationship, or a verb and a noun, or an adjective and a noun. So preposition is a word that is placed before a noun or a pronoun. Why? To show relationship between noun and a noun, verb and a noun, or adjective and a noun. And do not forget that here noun means it could be pronoun also, because it is placed before a noun or a pronoun. So here noun means it can be pronoun also. So having learned the definition is very important to understand what is preposition. So having learned the definition, I would like you to look into this one. So why do we require to place a preposition? What happens if we do not use preposition in a sentence? Let's see that. What happens? So observe these two sentences. The cat sat a mat. So the cat, subject, sat, verb, a mat, object. So what is the sense here? The cat sat a mat. That means the cat made this mat to sit. Does it giving any sense? No, absolutely not. So what is absent here? A preposition is missing and hence the sense itself missing. Now let's place a preposition. Look at this sentence. The cat sat on a mat. The cat sat on a mat. Here sat is verb, mat is noun. Preposition is placed between verb and a noun, and now it is giving us a complete sense. So what happens when we do not use preposition? The meaning of the sentence lost. Now we know the structure of the sentence as subject plus verb plus object. Right. Now I have a question for you again, guys. In a sentence with the structure of subject, verb and object, where can we place a preposition? Here we place it almost like in the between, right? In middle of the sentence. Now can we place a preposition at the beginning of the sentence? Middle? Already we have seen. At the end of the sentence, can we place? Means yes. Preposition can come in three places: at the beginning of the sentence, that is in the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of the sentence, or at the end of the sentence. So do remember, place of preposition is not fixed in a sentence, especially in interrogative and imperative. The position may vary. So let's see how the position varies. So let me give you example for beginning of the sentence. Look at this. For whom do you wait here every day? Here our sentence begin with for. For whom do you wait here every day? In which scheme you are benefited more? So here we have in. In which scheme you are benefited more? In these two sentences we have prepositions in the beginning of the sentence. Now let's see for the middle of the sentence. He sat under the tree. See, under is a preposition. What happens if we do not have preposition under here? He sat the tree. Can he make the tree to sit? Doesn't give sense, right? So this preposition is giving us the relation between sat and the tree. He is in the house. If there is no preposition in, he is the house. Can he be the house? No sense, right? So here we have seen prepositions in the middle. Now let's see at the end of the sentence. So at the end of the sentence, we look at this. Where are you coming from? From is a preposition. What are you looking at? What are you talking about? What are you searching for? See, almost these are all our interrogative sentences, and we have prepositions at the end of the sentence. Now, I want you all to look at these three sentences and fill the blanks. Take your time, pause the video. Options are given. Just check out what is your answer. The first sentence, Mr. Sunil walked dash the room. Into, in, across, inside, in front of. Can we place into? Mr. Sunil walked into the room. Of course we can. From outside to inside is into. Correct. Mr. Sunil walked in the room. Can we use in? Of course we can. When he is walking in the room, we can use in. Across the room, from one side to other side, yes. Inside the room, obviously. In front of the room, yes. That means here any of these can be placed. All are correct. Based on the context, we have to choose. Now look at the second one. The bird is dash tree. In tree or on tree? See, let's assume this as tree. Just assume it. Okay. Now the bird is dash the tree. In or on? You will go with in obviously, but let me ask you, can't it be in? Always on the tree only? It can be in the tree also, right? On the stems here. Right. In fact, inside also possible, like woodpecker. That means in the tree or on the tree, both are correct based on the context. Now look at the third one. The train reached the station dash time. In time or on time? So both are correct here also, in or on. So on time means exact time, in time means 2 minutes here or there. So you can understand one thing from these. Using prepositions is not as easy as a pie. And let me advise you, do not ever translate prepositions into your mother tongue, because you'll definitely go wrong. For simple example, let me write a sentence here. She is sleeping dash the bed. I'll give you the options: on the bed or in the bed. So I know most of you may choose on the bed, but let me say it is incorrect. It should be in the bed. So the right one is in the bed, because mostly we generally, when we sleep, we cover ourselves, our body, with a bed sheet or a comforter. So in the bed is appropriate here. So do remember, do not ever translate prepositions word dash word into your mother tongue. So here, what is the dash? Can you fill that blank? Yes, word to word, word in word, word of word, word with word, word for word, word any other. So I must say you are incorrect if you go with the to or it or of or with. It should be for. So the right one is word for word. So do remember, do not learn by translating them into your mother tongue. So some prepositions must be used as they are. As we have learned, the prepositions are placed in between noun and a noun, verb and a noun, and adjective and a noun. I'm going to give some list of prepositions where some nouns are followed by particular prepositions, some verbs are followed by particular prepositions only, and some adjectives are followed by particular prepositions only. That list we are going to learn, however. Now let us see this relation before learning that. So let's see what is this relation actually. So as we have learned, prepositions are placed between noun and a noun to show their relation, like this. There is a farmer in the field. A farmer, the field. So farmer, noun, field, noun. So we have a preposition in between, and look at this. There is a spider on the wall. So on is the preposition between spider, noun, wall, noun. Now second one, preposition may express the relationship between a verb and a noun, like this. The hunter aimed at the animal. So aimed, verb, animal, noun. My mother went to market yesterday. Went, verb, market, noun. So here we placed prepositions between verb and noun. Now let's see the third one, between adjective and a noun, like this. My friend is fond of ice cream. Fond, adjective, and ice cream is a noun. Yeah, Raman is good at music. Good is an adjective and music is a noun. So these are the three relations which we have learnt, and now let us learn the types of prepositions. There are many prepositions and those are classified into 5 types. Yes, there are 5 types of prepositions. 1 simple preposition, 2 compound preposition, 3 double preposition, 4 phrasal preposition, 5 participle preposition. Now let us see the first one, simple prepositions. As the name itself express, the prepositions which are simple in structure, like one word prepositions come under simple prepositions. All one word prepositions come under simple prepositions, like on, in, by, at, to, down, under, above, over, with, of, since, from, for, of, after, etc. These are all examples of simple prepositions. Look at this. I get up at 5 o'clock. The pen is on the table. Ravi came to office by car. She is suffering from fever. So here all these are one word prepositions and hence they are simple prepositions. Moving on to the second one, compound prepositions, which are also called complex prepositions. Compound prepositions are also called complex prepositions. We know compound means combination of. So combination of two words together forms a single preposition and they are also written together as a single unit. Do remember, written as single unit forms a single preposition, and those prepositions are compound prepositions. Generally they are formed by prefixing a preposition, like about, across, upon, up, on, above, along, among, beneath, beyond, before, behind, beside, besides, between, inside, without, into, within, etc. These are all the examples of compound or complex prepositions. Now look at these examples. He cannot live without his mobile. Here without is a preposition. She went into the room. Into. She stayed up at the stars above. Here above is a preposition. So this is second one. Now let's see the third one, double preposition. Double means also we know two only. Just now we have seen compound prepositions which means two, double also two. Then what is the difference between double prepositions and compound prepositions? Already I told you compound prepositions are formed by prefixing a preposition and written as a single unit, but here they are written separately as two different words, but combinedly gives a single meaning used as a single preposition. Look at this. Out of, along with, together with, in between, from beside, from behind, from among, from under, from within, etc. Look at this. I came out of office. You cannot use I came out office or I came off office. You have to use together I came out of office to get a complete sense. The sun came from behind the clouds. Here from behind is a preposition which is giving complete sense and written as two units, but it gives a single sense, double preposition. He came here together with his parents. Together with is a double preposition here. So now let's see the Fourth one, phrase preposition or preposition phrase. So what is phrase? A group of words, right? So generally a group of words together act as a single preposition is called phrase preposition, and they are placed either at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence, not anywhere in the middle, at the beginning or at the end, in object place or after object or after verb or before subject. Look at this. In view of, in front of, according to, as for, depending on, by means of, for the sake of, in addition to, on account of, instead of, in spite of, with reference to, owing to, because of, in order to, on behalf of, etc. are examples of phrase prepositions. Let's see some sentences. According to me, one should love one's country. We will play cricket tomorrow depending on the time. You can park your car in front of my house. In view of holidays, let us plan a picnic. Here, first and last has preposition at the beginning, whereas the second and third one have prepositions after the object. So this is phrase prepositions. Now let's see the fifth one, that is participle prepositions. Did you remember participles we have learned in verbs? V3 and V4. So what is V3 called? Past participle. And V4 is called present participle. Yes, we have learned in verbs. So these past participle and present participles, when they act as prepositions, are called participle prepositions. Do they? Yes, they do act as prepositions. Ed forms, ing forms. For example, assuming, barring, including, following, considering, during, given, notwithstanding. Remember, it is a single word. Do not keep any gaps in between. Provided, regarding, respected, etc. are some examples. Now let's see some sentences using these participle prepositions. Considering you have experience, you are selected for this post. Here considering, which is in V4, that is present participle acting as a preposition. We are going to visit you during holidays. During is the present participle which is acting as preposition. Given that the profit margin is high on derivatives trading, Bernstein's estimates seem to be somewhat on mark. Here given V3, past participle acting as a preposition. She went on doing the work notwithstanding the calls she received from her home. Assuming the talks start, they may still go nowhere. So here V3 and V4, they are all acting as prepositions, hence they are called participle prepositions. So these are the 5 types of prepositions. This is all for your information and to have some knowledge, but the actual important thing for your examinations is usage of prepositions. So let's see this usage in our next video. So stay tuned and go through them again to understand clearly. If you have any doubts, do let me know through your comments down below. I'll be happy to assist you to clear your doubts.
Right, guys, go through this session one more time if you didn't understand, but you should have the idea about prepositions. Try to understand the definition of prepositions so that you can understand the topic very well. And we are going to learn usage in our next video. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, have a nice time.